Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited. But before we start everything, I want to give a big shout out and thanks to my family and all my friends, the coaching staff here, and all the NBA teams that I got a chance to talk to, help me make this decision. I feel like I've matured a lot in this during this COVID times, and I'm looking forward to the season that we're gonna have.
We will. All right, let's get going here. Bob, the honor's yours, my man. Go ahead.
Hey Isaiah, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
How hard a decision was this? How much back and forth did you go? Like, I'm staying, and when did you ultimately make the decision? And then how did you let Eric and the coaches know?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not an easy decision, and it's definitely not one to be rushed, as you've seen. I just made my decision on Saturday, so I was just really trying to get a feel for the process. I really appreciate all the teams that got in contact with me, got a lot of good information, and at the end of the day, it felt like the best decision was to come back to school. And I told Coach Muss about a week ago, so they were pre-informed on the situation. But I think one of the toughest parts was, is during this COVID time, the things that we could only do is like interviews over Zoom. We weren't able to do like face-to-face or workouts or anything. So that's one thing that was really, really tough in the process, but nevertheless, it was really good though.
Well, how close did you come to staying in the draft, and what was the determining factor or factors that led you to decide to come back to Arkansas?
Yeah, I don't want to get into too many details on the reasons why, but after weighing our options, the pros and cons of staying, the pros and cons of going, we just had a big sit down with my family. We talked for about 3 hours, just trying to figure out what we can do, because at the end of the day, we felt that whether I stayed or went, the decision would have been good either way. So right now, it's just about getting the best opportunity I can possible.
Okay, thanks. If you've got time, come back, but if not, I understand.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Kevin?
Isaiah, your best basketball last season was really played in SEC play when you were healthy. 9 games when you were actually healthy and on the court, and Arkansas went 6-3 in those. You averaged over 20 points, about 38% from three, and only missed one free throw, right around 98%. Do you think that now being 2 years through this SEC cycle and playing at this level and having that kind of performance when you were healthy, do you think that springboards you for a big junior season and help you not only maybe accomplish things at Arkansas, but help set yourself up for the next go-round with the NBA draft?
Yeah, so I would say overall I've had a pretty successful college career, and like you said, during those healthy games, had really big games. We had a really good record. I think the team was rolling during that time. But yeah, I think I'm set myself up to have a big season. Be able to put my name higher on draft boards and things of that sort. But right now, the main focus is we got the task at hand is getting to play some games and having a good season.
One more, I'm going to have a follow-up question for you here. Don't know if you saw the Houston Rockets beat Milwaukee last night, but they tied the NBA record for threes in a game, 3 attempts in a game, 61. When you look at the league now and the way that it's moved to 5 out, space on the floor, a lot of threes going up, do you feel like it's just a matter of time before when you get to that level, you're going to be a guy that's going to fit in perfectly with how that game's played?
Yeah, I do feel that way with the game that's played. I feel like my game translates to the league a lot, and I got a lot of that information from some teams that were able to contact me and give me that information. So my game does translate. I think the biggest part of my game now is just showing them that I can get bigger, become more of a playmaker and things like that sort, and increase my 3-point percentage. So once I show them that I can be the best shooter on the court at all times, I really feel like that space will really help my game.
Thank you, Isaiah.
Yes, sir.
Curtis?
Hey, Isaiah.
Yes, sir.
Just curious, and obviously there were a lot of things that went into the decision that you had to make here, but taking a look just at the coaching staff and all of the NBA experience and professional experience that the Arkansas staff has, what did that mean to you in terms of making the decision, and how big of a factor do you think that'll be for you as you prepare for the upcoming season?
Yeah, we have our coaches. I mean, they're a variety. They come from all different places. They all have NBA background, whether they coached or played. And so they really have a lot of information and a lot of things that I can use in my game to really help me get to that next level. So I feel like staying is kind of almost being in the league in a way, because I feel like it's a great training ground with the knowledge that they have and that they're able to, drop down to us.
For that.
Yes, sir.
Scotty?
Yeah, Isaiah, I'm curious if you got a feel for the kind of the buzz and the excitement for the upcoming season, after you made your announcement on Saturday.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, I'm curious if you got a sense for the buzz and the excitement for next season after your announcement.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was definitely a lot of buzz. Then when I made my announcement, I feel like a lot of people were really happy. The state, my coaching staff, my teammates, my family, it's me especially. I mean, I feel like we made a lot of buzz, and now just time to perform. And like I said earlier, hopefully we get to play some games. But yeah, I feel like the buzz is going to carry a long way.
I guess just in your opinion right now, I know we're still several months from what would be the start of the season, but what do you think expectations should be for you guys?
I don't have enough information to speak on that, but I think the main thing is the teams being responsible, making sure they're doing their social distancing and try not to have a lot of contact during these practices, or if anybody's practicing, I think we'll be able to have a good amount of games. So I think the main thing right now is just staying safe during this process, trying not to rush anything.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Hayden?
Hey, Isaiah, how are you, man? I'm just kind of curious, maybe some conversations you had with the new guys that have been in with Moses and Devontae and all these other guys who call the state of Arkansas home just like you do, and how much they kind of maybe not convinced you, but really wanted you to come back and be a part of this team.
Oh yeah, so those are my guys. I mean, I know the majority of them before I even got up here. So we were always in contact. They were always, asking, where am I at in my decision process. I feel like, playing with those guys, we're just going to have really great chemistry. And the guys that play the best, the ones that are really cool outside of the court. And the whole team is that way. We're a brotherhood, and everybody's really excited that I'm back. And so now it's just time to, put it out on the court and have that good chemistry.
As far as a leadership standpoint goes, you're going to be the veteran on this team, you and Desi for sure. How much have they talked to you about expectations? And I'm sure at the same time, since you played with Muss last year and you've been here the longest, just what your leadership means to those guys when expectations are probably going to be as high as they've been in, 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah, we do have to pick up that leadership role. I mean, you got to have the leaders on the team to have a successful season. But at this point, our culture is everybody is a leader in their own way, whether it's vocal or leading by example. Everybody is a leader. So the more leaders you have on a team, the more successful that you can be. But you definitely have to establish that.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Nikki, did you have anything? Oh, it's tough when you see a young person on a Zoom call and not be able to figure out how to unmute. That's tough.
I understand.
I'm sorry. I have two screens going, and I couldn't get my mouse over. I'm good, Kyle. Move on, please.
All right. Trey Biddy.
Hey, Isaiah. Hey, I was curious. You talked about some of the in-state guys that you're familiar with and stuff, but what about this entire roster with the sit ones last year? Obviously, Iola is not going to be able to play. It's unfortunate, but with the sit one guys, the grad transfers you've added, and the freshmen, how much did the idea that you guys might be able to do something special with this team play into you coming back?
Yeah, so I mean, I do think it's really exciting being able to play with a lot of new faces. Like, we had the sit-outs last year that haven't had a chance to touch the floor, and they will this year. And then we had the grad transfers. And I think it's really exciting, getting to know the new people coming on and getting to play on the court with the guys that didn't get to play last year, along with the the grad transfers and the freshmen. So it's always a good thing to see. A team succeeding that way, like I said, it's going to be exciting, for all of us to get on the court and show what we do best. I really feel like we have great talent this year, and we have a really high ceiling.
With this being such a difficult decision, coming all the way down to the wire for you, do you think that this might have been different had we not been in a global pandemic and you would have been able to work out and stuff? Do you think your decision could have been different?
Yeah, I mean, but only there's no way to really tell that, but it definitely would have played a bigger role if we didn't have this pandemic. Like I said, we would probably still be having NBA workouts. Things wouldn't be getting postponed as much. The draft would have been back in June. So, and we wouldn't have been sitting here, just doing Zoom meetings all the time. But so that definitely would have played a role. And then before that, we would have got to finish the SEC and the NCAA tournament. That's one thing that was really unfortunate for teams not to be able to finish their season. So this epidemic really played a big part.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Yes, sir.
Good. Hey, Isaiah, congratulations to you, man. It's going to be fun watching you next year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ty?
Yeah, Isaiah, you mentioned telling Muss a week ago. I know that you were probably still badgered at every gas station, Walmart, wherever you walked in. Hey, you coming back? You coming back? You finally announced it on Saturday. Was it a sigh of relief got to tell the state that you were coming back?
Yeah, because now I feel like I can, sit back and focus on one thing and one thing only, and that's, this upcoming season. It's difficult not knowing whether you're going to go or come back, and making the decision, made it really easy. It was a sigh of relief, not just for me, but for the fans, the coaching staff, my family. And yeah.
So 2 years ago when you were a freshman, Daniel was kind of the guy. Last year, Mason assumed that role. Do you think this year that you're going to be able to take that next step and be really the guy, the leader of this basketball team?
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, the leadership, you got to be able to pick up that role. And me being the veteran, being here for this my second year with Coach Muss, I got to, lay down the ground rules, let the freshmen and all the newcomers know the system, and me, Desi, and along with Ethan, we all know Coach Muss's system, and he really expects us to, be the leaders on the court and make sure guys know what's going on at all times. But like I said, we have a lot of talent. So anybody, when it comes to playing games, anybody, can do their thing at any time, because we have a really, really big roster and spread.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Yes, sir.
Nate? Nate Allen, you're muted.
How about that? Finally unmuted.
You're good to go. Yes, sir.
All right. Isaiah, just as far as your game, what do you feel you need to work on to improve your draft stock next year?
Yeah, so I feel like I need to keep the main thing. The main thing is be the best shooter on the court at all times, really show that I can, knock down the shot at a consistent clip. But I think the biggest thing people want to see is me, get bigger and bulk up and get stronger. I've been gaining weight consistently over the past couple of years, and I really see that I'm going to continue to do that. So, I can continue to, show that I can hold my own on defense, become more of a playmaker. But, at the end of the day, when I go to the next level, they're going to want me to, knock down the shot really, really consistently.
Also, how much did getting 1 year closer to graduation have an effect on your decision?
Say that one more time.
On getting another year of school to be that much closer to graduation, how much did that affect your decision?
Yeah, so in my family, education is very important. It's really important. I'm a finance major, so my parents really expect a lot from me when it comes to my school. But being one step closer to graduation is huge, because now I might not have to think about coming back to school or anything like that if I choose to. So definitely school is one thing that's really important.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Hutch?
Yeah, Isaiah, you mentioned bulking up as one of your goals. What are you at weight-wise now, and do you kind of have a goal that you'd like to get to before you go to the NBA draft?
Yeah, so right now I'm sitting in the 175 to 180 range, and my goal is be able to sit at around 185 come our first game, and draft time. If I'm in the 190 range, that'd be perfect, because once I get to the next level, I'm gonna bulk up even more.
And then you were invited to the combine. What did that mean to you, and did that maybe make the decision that much harder, knowing that you had that invite?
Oh, it was definitely a huge honor, to get that invitation. Not too many people would get the opportunity to experience getting that invitation. So it definitely made this decision a little bit tougher, knowing that I was amongst those guys that they feel is ready for the next level.
Appreciate it, Isaiah.
Yes, sir.
Mike?
Isaiah, going all the way back to the Eddie Sutton era, that term, the triplets, always meant in-state guys that are really good helping the team. And there have been more than one set of those. But now you've got 7 in-state guys, all pretty highly recruited, which is really unprecedented. Do you feel like there's already a camaraderie among you guys, the 7 of you, and kind of a feeling that it's going to make a real difference to have 7 in-state guys on this team that are all playing well?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like playing in state is real exciting, and you play with a lot of pride when you're playing in the state that you were born and raised in, and you get to play in front of your friends and family. So I definitely think it gives us the edge, you know. I've always felt that way, and I think the freshmen and the guys that are in state feel that way too. And I think it's like I said, I mean, all of us that are from Arkansas, we already knew each other beforehand, so the chemistry is going to be fantastic. So I just can't wait to get out there in the program.
The other day in a Zoom, Hunter Yurachek, the athletic director, really gave a lot of credit to the athletes for keeping this, the infection down. He said the latest round of tests, nobody tested positive. He talked about how difficult that was for all of you guys to kind of give up your social lives. But some people are suggesting that's going to get a lot harder when the students hit the campus, because now you guys don't just know yourselves, you know students, and they like to go out and have fun. So what do you think is going to happen when school starts? Do you think that would affect, you guys in terms of keeping those test positive numbers down?
I really feel like our coaching staff and our players are really, really responsible, and we got our main focus on playing games. And we know the risk that comes with students coming to campus, and we have to be safe just so we can have the season. Once the students get here, we still got to keep our social distance. We'll probably do the same thing in practice. So we won't let it affect us too much, because we got really smart guys on our team that won't go out and do anything, that's detrimental.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Dudley?
Isaiah, obviously y'all were a really small basketball team last year. You've got added length at just about every position. How much is that going to help y'all, and how much versatility does it bring to the team?
You mentioned the size that we had last year compared to this year.
Yes.
It's gonna help. It's gonna help a lot, especially on the defensive end, getting the rebounds, being able to have the bodies in the paint. So we'll be able to compete more in the paint. And also our big guys, we still got guys that can move, such as like Adriel was last year, and Reggie Chaney. So we still got guys that can move. So we're really gonna be solid. You got 7'3" Connor Vanover. You can't teach 7'3", so he's definitely gonna fill up a lot. We got Justin Smith that's very athletic. We got Vance and Ethan, and so we definitely got guys that can fill it up in the paint, offensively and defensively.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, Bob, you've got the last 2.
Isaiah, when you told Eric, Coach Musselman, that you were coming back, what was his reaction? Did he scream, or what was his reaction? Were you in person, on the phone? How'd you tell him? What was his reaction?
Yeah, we were in person. He was really, really happy. He was very happy. He was like, "Man, I want to give you a big hug, but I just, we can't violate the social distance." But he was so happy. I think he told the staff right after, and everybody seemed really extremely happy, and it just made me feel good, to be able to say that I made my decision and that everybody is accepting me with open arms.
So you told him a week before you made the announcement?
Yes.
So what was it like keeping a big secret like that for a whole week, not letting it leak out?
Oh yeah, it was. It's tough, but I mean, we know how to handle certain situations when people ask questions. We know how to, kind of give them the go around about that. But it was only a week, so a week wasn't too bad.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Yes, sir, Bob.
All right, Isaiah, we're excited for you, man. We're all looking forward to seeing you play with us again. All right.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all for having me. Have a good day.